guys, welcome back. We are going into the topic of intermittent fasting, and I'm going to show you guys kind of what I eat in a day on an intermittent fasting day. I don't personally intermittent fast every single day. I probably do it 2 to 3 times a week just to get the overall health benefits. And before I get deep into the video, that's the first thing I'm going to go over is the overall benefits that come from intermittent fasting and why people do it. Besides weight loss and fat burning, which you've probably heard is one of the most popular uses for intermittent fasting, there are a ton of other health benefits that come along with the fasting. So in that time period where you are fasting and your body is basically like rejuvenating itself, your cells and your hormones have the ability to change and improve themselves. We spend so much time kind of eating and moving and doing things throughout the day. Your cells are constantly like working. That fasting time period can induce cell waste removal, so overall like cleansing your cells, cleansing the blood. Now this is where the intermittent fasting is kind of cool, because when we are fasting, it is very different than when we are eating. The body is literally doing completely 2 different things. So when you're eating, the food you just ate, your body is like basically waiting for that energy to be processed so it can use that energy during your day. And since there is energy from that food you just ate, your body is going to prefer to use that food rather than stored fat you may have within your body. Especially if your diet is very high in carbohydrates or sugar, your body is going to like to use that glucose as a source of energy rather than fat. And since you're not eating in a certain time frame, your body will have the ability to go into those fat stores and use that to be burned as energy. So a quick breakdown from that. Basically with the intermittent fasting, your body likes to go into its fat stores and use that to be burned during the fasting state. And if you incorporate intermittent fasting more and more often, your body actually will get used to that and can actually start to use your fat stores for energy rather than using the possible glucose and glycogen that is stored in your liver and in your muscles. I find intermittent fasting works for me, even though I'm not really completely restricting my calories. I'm still noticing some of the fat loss benefits. And I'm going to show you guys some ways that you can start intermittent fasting properly, and hopefully you can start experiencing some of the benefits that come along with it. As for my first intermittent fasting meal of the day, it usually looks a lot like this. A big bowl of oats with a lot of nutrients on top. Oats are always my go-to breakfast just because you can literally add whatever nutrients you need to it. I have some fresh berries with some peanut butter, steel-cut oats, pumpkin seeds, granola, banana with shredded coconut on top. This is a favorite combo of mine, and I'm just eating at about 11 o'clock, 11:15, so this is when I'm having my first meal of the day. I did add half a scoop of protein powder to this to increase the protein, and I'll put the macronutrient links below. This is something that I've made, I think, a couple times on my YouTube videos already. This is like a staple meal of mine. It's basically a sweet potato hash with some broccoli, some onion, and some garlic. I also added some pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds on top. I'll usually add hemp hearts for extra protein, but I didn't have any of that today. But it is really nutrient dense, that's for sure. And I'm also like to pair this with like a protein shake on the side for my main kind of protein, I guess, for this meal. I do have some hummus here, which has some protein in it, not as much as I would need to have a complete meal. But this is honestly something I can whip up within 5 minutes, and it's my favorite. Now, I know majority of my meals probably look pretty vegan, but I am not vegan. I do incorporate animal protein into my diet. So really simple, I'm just having some salmon here, which I can't even hold, with some dill, some salt and pepper on top. And I'm making 2 servings for myself. I'm just going to be having 1 serving, having the next serving tomorrow. Baking this at 325 for about 20 minutes. I think I cooked it for just under 20 minutes. And I'm having this on the side, so I'm just making a quick little veggie side dish thing here. And I like to use avocado oil, since this avocado oil, it has a high smoke point, so it's a little bit different when it's compared to olive oil or coconut oil, which can actually, the fats can change when it's exposed to high heat. Avocado oil, those fats are a little bit more harsh, safer, I guess you could say.
so they're a little bit more protective when you're cooking them on a higher heat. But anything that you're cooking with vegetables, I always recommend to just use a low to medium heat so you're not frying the nutrients. Okay, really simple. Adding some salt and pepper, and I have some zucchini, some asparagus, and some yellow pepper here. And I'm just letting this cook, letting it get nice and soft. And I'm adding 2 cloves of raw fresh garlic into this as well. Garlic is honestly my sheesh. I love garlic so much. It has really, really good antibacterial, antiparasitic, antifungal effects. So I honestly probably incorporate garlic into my meals about twice a day. So quickly, I'm just stirring this in, and I've also had some pre-made quinoa ready to go. I just had cooked that with some salt, pepper, some onion, and some onion powder and some garlic powder for some spice. Literally just tossing this back in the pan to warm it up. I honestly find having like a bunch of veggies pre-cut ready to go or some quinoa ready to go is like the easiest way for meal prep and to have a good, nutritious, healthy side along with your protein. And I'm just adding a little bit more avocado oil here, sorry, just for some extra calories, some extra healthy fats in there. Also adding some garlic powder and some onion powder here and some extra salt and pepper just to give it that season that it needs to make it really flavorful and delicious. Also a fresh squeeze of lemon just to give it that freshness that it will kind of need. Plus it pairs really, really good with the fish, this side dish. And again, this would basically be one of my staple intermittent fasting meals, just a bunch of veggies with a side of protein. Honestly, really simple. I'm serving this up at about 6 o'clock, 6:15 p.m., just keeping it in that intermittent fasting time window, which is basically ideal that you need to be in. I just added a handful of greens and some fresh lemon, just for some extra nutrients on that plate, because that's what I'm about. And this video is coming to an end, so stay tuned for part 2, where I'm going to be going into all of the questions that you guys asked me about intermittent fasting via my Instagram. That will be up on Monday.